Hello, BWHA38 here. Today I'm going to show you how to program a GE ERICSSON MONOGRAM series portable radio. This particular radio is a UHF model number KRD 103128/4. It's a 16-channel, 4-watt radio. Let's get started. The four things you're going to need for this project are a computer that will run DOS, the Maxon mobile radio personality programmer software SMP2004C, and I'm running version 2.2. You'll need the radio, and you'll need a programming cable. The cable I'm using today is a 9-pin serial port cable with a 6-pin high-rose type connector. This cable is available from rfguys.com. They are in Canada, and they get about $60 for this cable. But it's a plug-and-play device. All of the RIB programming electronics are in the D-sub connector. So it's basically plug-and-play. Alright, I've connected my cable into the serial port, the COM port number 1 on the back of this laptop, and I'm going to connect the 6-pin into the top of the radio. I found over the years that if you just lay it on top and rotate it, you'll find a spot where the pins align, and then you just simply press it down in and it will click. And now the radio is connected and you're ready to go to the software. The first thing you want to try to do is read the radio, and it's choice number 2 on the software. I'm going to press enter. My radio is still turned off at this point. The software will ask me to switch off the radio, and then what I need to do is, while holding down the monitor button on the side of the radio here, just above the push to talk button, while I hold that down, I turn on the radio, and on the top of the radio there is a busy transmit light that will turn on green and then turn off. And as soon as it turns off, I release the monitor button on the radio. That puts the radio in programming mode. And the light turns red. At this point, the software recognizes that the radio is ready, and it must be red to start, which it is, and I press the monitor button one more time to begin the read. Now the software is bringing down the programming profile from the radio into the software. When it's finished, it asks me to turn the radio off. At this point, I can make all the changes I need to the 16 channels that are currently in the radio. This radio band split will work from 440 megahertz to 470 megahertz. That's good because that takes in the FM portion of the 440 ham band. Also, this particular radio is narrowband capable, so it meets the Part 90 requirements that the FCC has for January 1st, 2013. So this radio can be used as Part 90 radio for your business, school, or other Part 90 needs, or it can also be used as the 440 ham radio. The radio can have wide or narrow channels in it at the same time. This width column indicates that Some of the channels I've put in are narrowband, and that is indicated by the N, and standard channels or wide channels as the S. Over at the right side of the software window, I also have other options, such as setting the timeout for the radio timeout, transmit timeout. Also, I could set a priority channel, or I could set up the scanning. The radio is pretty full-featured and very easy to set once you've got it read into the software. At this point then, after I've made my changes to each of my channels, I am ready then to put that personality back into the radio. And I move over to the right side and choose option number 9, program the radio. Now remember, we've switched our radio off since we read it, and it's still off. Now it asks me to turn the radio back on while holding down the monitor button once again, except this time I'm going to let the green light flash twice before I release the monitor button. There we go, and it stays green this time. The software realizes that the radio is ready to receive the programming, and it says it must be green, which it is, and I press the monitor button one more time. Now the programming information is going from the computer into the radio. When it's done, it asks me to turn the radio off, and programming is complete. The steps I've just shown you also work for the Maxon SP2000 series portables that are similar looking to this radio. The only difference that I've found is that some of the Maxons are wideband only, but the programming software that we've used here and the cable we've used here work for those as well. Happy programming.